Cordarrelle Patterson. I think we were expecting double-digit fantasy points from Cordarrelle Patterson every week, and this is the first week we really haven't seen it. He only had 4 carries for 25 yards, only 1 catch. By far his worst game of the season so far. Guys, Wayne Gallman also had 15 carries for 55 yards, while Mike Davis only had 5. My question for you guys is, are you nervous about Cordarrelle Patterson now that we're seeing Wayne Gallman get 15 carries in this game? And he was getting those early. Simon, let me come to you here. Are you nervous for Cordarrelle Patterson going forward?
Early in the offseason, I thought there was a very real chance Wayne Gallman would take over this backfield because he seemed like the best runner on this team. Not a receiving back, but just the best pure running back on this roster. And you know what? They used him that way this week. I'm not buying into the fact that they are switching the guard. Wayne Gallman's the primary ball carrier. And honestly, I'm not too concerned about Cordarrelle Patterson rest of season. Like, there's the normal nerves you have with a player who kind of breaks out of nowhere. Are we expecting this to continue? Are we not? But he's going to be more involved in the receiving game. The Falcons went down big, had no shot at winning this game. Like you said, a bunch of their starters got benched. If I had to say, are the rest of Cordarrelle Patterson's games going to be more like we've seen the previous 9 weeks or this week going forward? I think it's going to be more like the previous 9 weeks. He'll be more involved in the receiving game. And he's never been the kind of back that like all of his points were made off of the ground game, right? That's not the back he is. He's a legit wide receiver and a legit running back. So even if Wayne Gallman takes over 15 carries a game, Patterson's going to be fine.
Yeah, I like what you said there. How about you, Jay? Are you nervous? Do you think Wayne Gallman could be a fantasy play going forward? Do you have any interest in picking up Wayne Gallman possibly?
Honestly, no. The only players that I want to play until Calvin Ridley comes back, the only Falcons that I want to play are Kyle Pitts and Cordarrelle Patterson. And I'm not necessarily nervous about Cordarrelle Patterson, but people who thought that he was a running back one, a wide receiver one, yeah, that's out the window because you're going to have these low floor games like this. I think he's still a rock solid, high end RB2, a middle of the road wide receiver 2 that will still have big games because, like Simon said, his production doesn't come from rushing the ball; it comes from catching the ball, and that's going to continue. His defense is very good. They're still going to be in a lot of negative game scripts, which this one just got out of hand too quick for them to even bother trying to compete. So long term, I think for fantasy, he'll be fine. And the best thing about Cordarrelle Patterson, especially in redraft leagues, he was free. So it's not like you had to give up a lot to get him. He was a $1 scratch off that was $1,000 winner. So, it's not like you had to invest a lot to get him. I think you keep him, you hang on to him. He's going to put up solid games. But he's somebody that, if people, there was definitely some people that were thinking that he was going to put up running back 1 numbers, and that's not going to be the case.
Absolutely. And I think that's the big thing here is that we're still starting this guy, right? I think that's the general consensus is we're still starting Cordarrelle Patterson. We still expect really good things going forward, but he doesn't have quite the floor we expected. Do you agree, JL? We're still starting him every week, right?
Yeah, I'm not overreacting to one game. I want to see some sustained trend. Now, I do believe in Wayne Gallman's talent. I think, watched him all through college. I believe that he deserves more opportunities than he's been given in the NFL. But I do see him impacting Cordarrelle Patterson possibly going forward for the rest of the season. But I don't think that this is like now Cordarrelle Patterson is no longer as relevant. I think that he'll likely have the same type of production that we've been seeing and also projecting going forward.
I mean, to bring up a player that we've talked about already a little bit, I know it was because of injury, but AJ Dillon getting more carries hasn't scared me off of Aaron Jones. Know what I mean? Like, I know they're very different backs, but there can be room in some of these offenses for multiple backs to find success, especially if they're used in different ways. Wayne Gallman and Cordarrelle Patterson are very, very different styles of running back. So I agree.
It's a great parallel there, Simon. Yeah, I completely agree.
And I think
this is probably going to push out Mike Davis more, right? Like, this is more of like he's going to be a replacement for Mike. That's
exactly what I was just about to say. If anybody, I said it last week, I'm going to say it until his rostership percentage is 0. If you have Mike Davis, just drop him. It's over.